We hear it all the time. The book is so much better than the movie. Why do you think this is such a popular opinion? Pause here and jot in your journal your thoughts. As regular viewers of this channel know, I love movies. Really, I love stories. Film, theater, even video games. Reading does something that no other format does. Reading allows you to direct the action. Film, theater, even video games all make choices for you. Those three formats steer an audience member's perception of the material by providing visuals. Reading, on the other hand, is just the words and your imagination. Today, we are going to think aloud by imagining the action of what we read in our heads. While we can describe what we see in our heads with words, we're going to show our think aloud in a new way, expressing our thoughts in art. Disclaimer for non-artists. While the images created in my head are fully realized, lifelike, infinite budgeted Hollywood magic, my artistic skills are little more than stick figures. Remember, our journal Think Aloud drawings are just like our journal Think Aloud words, only representations of our thoughts. For news articles, we would direct the movements of the event. For textbooks, we would create shapes, colors, and sounds to represent the abstract. For fiction, we storyboard the action of the scene and let the events play like a movie in our head. By becoming the director of what we read, we make the choices of how events happen. For today's example, I've enlisted the help of two friends. Therefore, as I read the example text, you will see three different visual representations of the same words. The Brothers Grimm, the Old Man, and his Grandson. There was once a very old man whose eyes had become dim, his ears dull of hearing, his knees trembled, and when he sat at a table he could hardly hold the spoon, and spit the broth upon the tablecloth or let it run out of his mouth. His son and his son's wife were disgusted at this, so the old grandfather at last had to sit in a corner behind the stove, and they gave him his food in an earthenware bowl, and not even enough of it, and he used to look towards the table with his eyes full of tears. Once, too, his trembling hands could not hold the bowl, and it fell to the ground and broke. The young wife scolded him, but he said nothing and only sighed. Then they bought him a wooden bowl for a few halfpence, out of which he had to eat. They were once sitting thus when the little grandson of 4 years old began to gather together some bits of wood upon the ground. "What are you doing there?" asked the father. "I am making a little trough," answered the child, "for father and mother to eat out of when I am big." The man and his wife looked at each other for a while, and presently began to cry. Then they took the old grandfather to the table, and henceforth always let him eat with them, and likewise said nothing if he did spill a little of anything. During the making of this video, Mike learned that as he reread the story, the images became clearer and created more motion. Bam learned that how there's two types of learners. One learner just parrots back almost word for word what they've read. This isn't really learning to Bam. The other learner, says Bam, is the one who can rephrase into his or her own words what they read, or give his or her own images. This, Bam says, creates understanding and knowledge. For me, I learned that my memory restitches itself as new information gets revealed in the text. For instance, the grandson gets stitched into the earlier scene from before he got mentioned in the text. I'd like to thank Mike and Bam for helping me with this video. I think together we created a wonderful visualization of how each reader's own thoughts and visuals create a unique experience. Congratulations! You are now thoughtfully reading by creating visuals in your mind's eye of the text you read. Share your Think Aloud storyboards. Your Think Alouds may be featured in a future video. Join us next time when we will be thinking aloud about engaging with the characters. Till then, interact with your text as an active reader.